With Delta State government plan to reposition and strengthen its educational sector through the more agenda of Governor Sheriff Oboriwori, the issue of how that can be made possible has come to fold. With the state having a large number of educated young population and a large number of teeming youths ready to educate their minds, the issue of how well positioned its tertiary institution is paramount. But the big question is, how ready is this administration to do that and still earn the respect of the National University Commission in the number of tertiary institutions it has, and also with accredited courses? And how well prepared is it in the funding of these institutions? Well, these and more as it concerns tertiary institution repositioning and revamping in Delta State is what this edition of The Big Story is all about. We're talking about the revamping of the tertiary institution in Delta State, and Delta State government plan to do more. And that's what we're having as a major discourse today on the show. We're talking about Delta State government plan to revamp more of the tertiary institutions in the state and how they plan to do all of that. And well, I'm being joined all the way from Asaba by no other but the Executive Assistant on Communication to Delta State Governor and Head of the State Orientation Bureau. And we're talking of no other person but Dr. Latimo Ogenesere. Good morning and welcome to the show, sir. Are you there? Hello? Okay, let's see how I can bring him on board for him to really deal with some of the issues we have as it concerns our Delta State government plan to revamp and reposition the educational sector and see how it can really gain the envy of all, especially during the Niger Delta states. And like I said, we really would love to have no other person but the Executive Assistant on Communication to Delta State Governor and the Head of the State Orientation Bureau, Dr. Latimo Ogenesere. Let's see if we have him on board now. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Okay, we're still having issues with that connection. And when we do have that connection with him, we'll be having to have him really help us out in resolving some of the issues that concerns that. And definitely we'll be really loving to have his answers as it concerns some very major issues when it comes to tertiary institution and revamping of it in the state. Let's see if our technical crew has really done all of that. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Okay, we've not been able to connect to him, but I'll give you that assurance when we do, I will have him on board. But let's go on a break and see how we can rearrange that connection and bring him on board to help answer some of the major questions. And we're talking about revamping of the educational tertiary institution in the state and seeing how they can really live up to the billing and indeed educate those educated minds in the state. Looking at the large number of Deltan youth that are ready to retake that position and also get them self-really educated. But like I said, let's go on a break and we'll really have that connection. And we'll come back and have more talk right here on Quest Today. The Big Story. Well, sorry, but we need to really continue on our discussion. We need to go on that lengthy break, all in a bid for us to also bring on board, like I said, the Executive Assistant on Communication to the Delta State Governor and the Head of State Orientation Bureau, Dr. Latimo Ogenesere. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show, sir. Hello? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, well, sorry, welcome to it. And you're right here on Quest Television. And I really want to thank you so much for joining us We have a lot to talk about, especially as Delta State government have that plan to revamp their tertiary institution and reposition it for effective management, especially as it concerns educating young Deltans. And I quickly want us to start and let's talk about funding of the institutions. I could still remember in the last administration of Governor Otto Okowa, we had more tertiary institutions created in all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. And my question is, how really reposition in this administration in better funding these institutions? And the reason I ask, we have lots of tertiary institutions in the state. We have the Delta State University, Abraka. We have the Delta State University of Science and Technology, Uzoro. We also have Denis Osadebe University, IOI, a whole lot of others. So how really reposition or better equipped is this administration in funding all of these institutions?
Thank you very much for this question. You know that before anything is done, you have to plan ahead.
Yes.
You have to consider your source of revenue.
Okay.
And then able to now plan effectively. And that was what Governor Kowa did, by first of all setting up committees to see how viable we can fund these universities, considering our internally generated revenue and proceeds from the area. And the committee came to the conclusion that we can effectively and efficiently manage those 3 additional universities, including the existing ones.
Okay.
So that was why both 3 universities were created.
Okay.
And since they have been created, they've all commenced academic activities. And if you visit those campuses, both the main campus and the satellite campuses,
yes,
you will discover that there is massive infrastructure development that's going on. And then the existing faculties have been upgraded and equipped.
Okay.
So that tells you that the state has the capacity, the financial capacity and the willpower by the governor to make sure that these universities are running effectively. So the issue of funding is not the issue right now, because there are adequate provisions already made that these universities will run in full capacity. So that should not be a problem. And I think that the present administration of His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oboliwori, will do more. We'll have to increase more, of this funding so that our universities can run efficiently and effectively. Let me say this to you,
yes, that
because of the way we are running the universities in the state, we are not part of ASU strikes.
Okay.
You will know that Delta State does not strike, but their lecturers don't go on strike.
Yes.
And their lecturers are one of the best paid lecturers and professors in this country. So that tells you the commitment of government towards developing our tertiary institutions.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And there's also something we've learned. And this administration seems to place so much emphasis on technical schools. Why is that so, sir?
Well, in technical schools, it's a well-thought-out plan. Because initially we were having just about six technical schools or so. And by the time Governor Kowa came in, that time it was moribund.
Okay.
He had to revive the technical schools. And they came back to a logical conclusion that this Yaget Step, Ricer, and all these youth empowerment programs we are doing, we are training these children to have skills, and we are equipping them so that by the time they finish this training, they start on their own. And the result of Yaget Step, Ricer, and the rest of them became so interesting that we now have so many youths who are out of those programs that are now even employers of labor today. So that made the Governor Kowa at that time to say, okay, fine. This same thing can be replicated by establishing one technical school in each local government of the state. And if we establish that, then those products of that technical school will just be like the product of Riser, Yaget, and Step, that by the time they finish, they don't even have to bother to look for white-collar jobs, because already the labor market is congested with those who are looking for white-collar jobs. So that was why we started okay, let us invest massively into technical education, so that when our children finish technical schools, they don't have to go begging for jobs.
Okay.
Those who learn welding, they can get support to get welding equipment, and then they start making a living. Those who are plumbers, you buy plumbing machines, plumbing equipment for them, and they start working, register their company, print their company medical card, have a small shop, people come to patronize them, and they are making money already. So the technical schools, the idea behind it is that we are using the technical school to create a ready-made job for our youth that will come out of those schools. That is the idea. And Governor Sheriff Oborigori has said that those technical school matter is a priority in his administration. And that he's going to make sure that we drive that technical education to a logical conclusion such that thousands of our youths will join the entrepreneur, fold that will be creating jobs and also training others about the skill that they have learned from the technical schools.
Okay, now, well said, but I want us now to come to a major issue that seems to be taking center stage, and it only started a week or 2 weeks back, and we'll talk about the relocation of some of the departments, or a major department from the Delta State University of Science and Technology, Uzoro. But before I want us to go there first, I first want to ask a very important question, and that's the establishment of the Ururupe campus of the Delta State University of Science and Technology. Now, my question is a direct and a straightforward one. Is it lawful for the creation of that campus, and is it within the guidelines of the Nigerian University Commission?
Thank you very much for this beautiful question. The creation of campuses has long ago approved by the National Universities Commission.
Oh, it has been approved before now?
And this happens, I'm coming, and this happens in all institutions across the country, not in Delta State alone.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
University, for example, Imo State University, for example, has about 3 or 4 campuses within the state. Then Enugu State University of Science and Technology, we have about 2 or 3 campuses.
Okay.
University of Benin has a main campus in Ugbo, they have another campus at Ekenwa.
Most certainly.
So all over the federation, campuses are created. University of Lagos University has the main campus at Ojo. They have a campus at Badagry. They have a campus at Ikorodu. So that is to tell you that the creation of campuses is a tradition in the academic community. And even in Delta State, it is not new to us. We have campuses of universities in this state. When Delta State University was created, campus in Ole was born from that university. Campus in Hawaii was born from that university. And we all jubilated. We didn't complain. Even our polytechnics also have campuses as well. We are not complaining. Why is it that it is this Delta State University of Science and Technology that is now having a campus in Ururupe that is not a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. And I've said it before, that this is politically motivated. This thing was instigated by some of our members who defected to the APC during the last election, thinking that manna will fall from heaven. Manna did not fall. And now they are not politicizing, trying to distort the peace that we are enjoying in the state. And I have a word for them. First of all, we are all veterans before we became politicians.
Yes.
And 2, the governor of this state, Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Oborigori, guides jealously the peace of this state. And he will do everything within his powers as the governor of this state to make sure that the peace that we are enjoying is sustained, and all of us will continue to live in peace. We will live in peace in all our communities, in all our constituencies around the state. So, it's better. That is a major that is better than the country. That is better and bigger than the other country. So this problem, they should have the same skill. Students, they pay the same school fees. Students are treated the same way. And by the way, it is the right of the student to choose which faculty he wants to study.
Okay.
And that makes it liberal, because it's a level playing ground. So for some people, they say it's a major faculty. There's no one faculty that is more important than the other faculty.
But excuse me.
Let me add it.
Dr. Latimer Fred.
Let me also add this one quickly.
Yes.
Let me add this one quickly. Now, 3 additional faculties have been created for the state university in Ozoro.
Yes.
Faculty of General Sciences, General Medical Sciences,
Basic medical
Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Pharmacy. Are you now saying that Management Sciences is greater than General Sciences? Are you now saying that Management Sciences is greater than Faculty of Pharmacy? Are you now saying that the Faculty of Health Sciences is less important in this society and in this country than the Faculty of Management Sciences? The answer is no. The answer is no.
But Dr. Latimo, I'll plead with you to hold on. Dr. Latimo, now, this is the idea of the grievance some people feel they have. They feel the department of that is being shifted now has the highest number of students in that very campus. So they feel it's a calculated attempt to fall the institution, and that's the argument they seem to have.
Who gave that statistic? Is it the people who planned the protest? Hello?
Yes, that's what we heard.
Have you heard from government? Have you heard from University of Science? Have you heard from Minister of Higher Education?
And that's why we're having this.
Even if that is the case,
yes.
Even if that is the case, are you saying that the other faculties for this thing that has been newly created will not give the school a population? Okay. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
That management sciences, that the students in management sciences, they are bigger and larger than all other faculties combined together. Is that what you're saying? The answer is no. So it's politically motivated. We are not going to accept that. We are trying to ferment the harmony among these loving brethren to please have a think and have a repent for what they are doing. And the government is up to the task. We have appealed to the Isoko people to know the reason why it is happening. The Isoko Development Union,
yes,
which is the umbrella body of the Isoko Nation, has come to pass a vote of confidence on the First Excellency, the government. And that is the voice of the Isoko Nation. Every other voice is inconsequential.
Now, by Salatimo, I really want to come. I want us to still remain with the Isoko people because many felt that they were not carried along in this decision taken by the government. And the question now is, were they carried along? Because if they were, the pocket of protest will not be there.
See, universities are not created on ethnic, religion, or tribal patronage.
Of course.
It's not. That university was not created for Isoko ethnic tribe. It was created for Delta, located in Isoko. Isoko is the geographical location of that university. It is not a tribal university. It is not an ethnic university. So, because it's not an ethnic university, and it's not a tribal university, it's not a religious university, the management of that university cannot go and be consulting ethnic group, religious group, and tribal groups to manage that university. That would be a chaos. It's not done any part of the country. Yes. And that has not started.
Yes. Okay, well, anyway, I agree on you on that, with that, but let's continue. So I want to fully understand the rationale behind the creating of those 3 new faculties in that very institution. I was talking about the Faculty of Basic Medical Science.
Growing.
Okay.
More faculties will be approved as the university makes fantastic, gigantic progress. Then they will begin to create more faculties. And then begin once the UC approved, begin to build more infrastructure to the very university in which other campuses that these faculties are going to. So it's a continuous process. It's a continuous process. It will not end. More faculties are still coming to that university. Another university is created in the state.
Okay.
So there's no rationale. The issue is that it is a norm. It is fundamental. It is real. It is something that the university authorities should continue to do. And I commend the Vice Chancellor of that university, Professor Obore, yes, for the good job they are doing there. Fantastic job that they are doing. And let me tell you, that even though the Faculty of Minor Sciences is moved to Europe, it's still the same better the University of Science and Technology.
Of course.
It's not another university created. So, creation of campuses is to develop the university, is to expand the scope and the horizon of that university. It is not to diminish it, it is to enhance and to grow it. Okay, so our people who understand that what the university has done is for the good of that university, and all veterans will benefit from that, whatever that management of the university is doing.
Now, Barrister Latimer, you just said something I want us to also look at, because that's the fear being expressed by Deltas. I know you've addressed it, but I want you to really help us understand it. Now, they feel it's just the beginning of the creation or the establishment of another university in Europe. Are you saying that it's still going to retain that name of Delta State University of Science and Technology?
It's retained the same name. It's the same university. It's just a campus outside the main campus. Simple. It should not be confusing. In fact, the propagandists, what they started with was that they said that the entire university has been moved from Uzoro to Ururupe, which is not true. And later, when they know that their propaganda has failed, that the school is not being relocated from Uzoro to Ururupe, they said they were not consulted. Why should you be consulted? Why should you be consulted? Which university? When Abraka was when a faculty of law was taken from Abraka to Ole, was the community of Abraka consulted? When faculty of law was taken from University of Tertiary in Agbo to Owalero, was the whole of Agbo Kingdom consulted before they did it? It is not done. The management of the university is vested on the Vice Chancellor, the Senate, and the Governing Council. And not the community. The community is only beneficiary because of the location of that university. So it is only established for an ethnic group. And that is what we are trying to drive into the head of those who form that process. That there's no ethnic university in Delta State. There's no tribal university in Delta State. There's no religious university in Delta State. All universities in Delta State is open for every son and daughter of this state to have admission, go there, study. That is it.
Okay, now, Barrister Latimer, because I want us to deal with the fears being expressed by some that are totally kicking against this. And another fear being expressed is the issue of funding. Now, they feel if the campus in Urupe is, the management science is cited there, that the funding coming to that of Uzoro might be affected. Should they entertain such fear, or do you feel those fears?
Why was this fear not raised when law was taken to Ole? Why was this fear not raised when agriculture was taken to Awan? Why was this fear not raised when other campuses were created? Why is it now in the time of Delta State University of Technology campus in Ururupe that they now want to begin to raise fear? There is no fear anywhere. At the beginning of this program, I told you that before government will embark on any journey, on back of any program, back on any project, we have planned effectively the funding of the existing ones and the new ones. And so the university in Ururupe, the campus that goes to Ururupe, will never in any way affect the rapid development that's already going on at the main campus in Ururupe.
Okay, well, anyways, Barrister Latimer, I want us to leave that, and because I do know you are also the head of the State Orientation Bureau, and I really want us to go now there. Let's leave the issue of the campuses and rather stick with that. And now, how really critical is that very bureau in sensitizing Deltans on the programs and also objectives of this very government? Because many believe if such informations do get to Deltans on time, and many of these criticisms will not be there. But let's understand the rationale against creating that very bureau and what the government stands to gain with that very bureau in place.
Thank you very much. Now, why we did not embark on any sensitization before the campus was created in Ururupe is that has never been the practice.
Okay.
It has never been the practice of this state that when you want to create a campus from a university, then you have to embark on a sensitization campaign, you have to go from community to community to tell them. It has never been. Apart from that, it is not done any part of the country where the university wants to create campus and they carry camp criers, buy radio, television, and newspaper adverts, and begin to tell the people this is what we want to do. It is not done.
Yes.
So we should not politicize these things. So the decisions of the universities are ultra-various the power of the community where that university is domiciled. That is the point. And therefore, the Orientation Bureau did not consider it necessary that we should embark on sensitization program before faculties and the campuses are created. Okay. It is not the norm. It is not a tradition. It is not the law. The law is that when a university find it expedient, when they know that they have the financial wherewithal to create additional campuses within their state, they should do so. But you cannot create a campus outside of your state. That was why when satellite campuses came up at that time, NUC shouted, saying, no, close your campuses. Close your satellite campuses. We don't want them. Okay. You can only create campuses within your state to benefit the people of your state. You cannot take it outside your state. And all the satellite campuses were shut down. So, for we in the Orientation Bureau, now that the crisis arose, we started to begin to communicate with the people. In fact, this interview that you are doing now is part of the sensitization program. So let our people know that what they are talking about is not...
Hello? Dr. Latimo? Hello? Okay, it looks as if we have connection issues there, and I will see how we can really bring him back on board for us to really look at more of the questions. Hello, Barrister Latimo. Hello? Okay, we'll just try and see how our technical crew can really resolve that. In case you're joining us, you've been listening to no other but the Executive Assistant on Communication to Delta State Government, or Governor rather, and the Head of State Orientation Bureau, Dr. Fred Latimo. Are you back with us now, sir?
I'm back with you fully.
Oh, nice to have that been connected. But please go ahead.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that sensitization of people before creating a campus is not the norm. It is not known to law. What is known to law is that the Senate of the university will sit, the management will sit, the governing council will sit, and they will deliberate and approve and ask themselves, do we have the funding? Do we have the wherewithal to do this? And if there is the financial power to develop the main campus and all the other campuses simultaneously, that ends it. It is not a matter for the community to go and decide. It is not a matter for any tribe to decide. It's a matter for the management to decide. And this program we are having now is part of the sensitization program of the Bureau of Education to talk to our people that the University of Delta State University of Science and Technology was not created for the Isoko-ethnic nationality.
Of course.
It was created for the people of Delta State as a whole. But the geographical location of that university is in Uzoro, which is to also bring development to Uzoro and environs. And then we are going to create more campuses also to other areas so that those areas can also experience the kind of development that those people who have the universities now are experiencing. Okay. So we will not be surprised tomorrow if campuses are also created for Denis Osadebe University to other parts of the state. Okay. That is lawful. Okay. So for our functions in the Orientation Bureau, it is our responsibility to sensitize our citizens and our people on moral values, on rectitude, how you can behave well, the gains of selfless service, the gains of working with government peacefully, harmoniously to bring about development in our communities. We will also interact with the people on the need for us to pay taxes. Because all of these projects we are talking about now, all of these developments we are talking about in the state, for example, the flyover in Nere Junction, the one in PTI Junction, GS Runabout, and the rest of them that the government is doing now massively, we need funding. So we will also sensitize our people on the need for them to pay taxes, both the informal and formal sector. The employers of labor, whether you have 3 workers, 5 workers, 10 workers, you must make sure you work out your taxes from your workers. Then companies must make annual returns to the state, Delta State Internal Revenue Service. And then when we add that to what you get from the oil, then development will be faster. Because there are a lot of people in Delta today that are making billions of naira for their businesses, and they are evading tax. Some are even avoiding tax from people. Some are evading tax. So we will sensitize our people on the need to pay taxes. We will also sensitize our people on the need to keep data clean. Don't throw debts around. If you are in your environment, get a small waste bin that you can drop your waste bin. We are also going to talk to the bus driver.
Yeah.
If you have a bus, have a small basket inside that bus. Put your debt and let your passengers put their debt there. When they come down, you take that basket and empty it into dustbin area. So all of this, then the issue of war against drug abuse, because our universities, our youth today, we hear that some of them are deeply involved in drug activities.
Yeah.
We are also going to take this to the secondary schools. We are taking it to the universities to tell our youth that drug will only destroy your life. It will not add to your life. It will subtract. It will minus from your life. And so we are going to give them role models too that will talk to them. People they look out up to. Say, I want to become like R&D. I want to become this. I want to become that. Those people that you want to emulate, if they have gone into drugs, then their life will not be so. So we are going to also take this message of drug-free university, drug-free colleges into our institutions of both secondary and higher learning in the state.
Well, I need to thank you so much, Dr. Latimo Ogenese. But I'll plead with you, we need to go on a break now. But when we come back, we'll still talk more as it concerns the Bureau, and we're talking of that of orientation, and see how better position Delta will be if, and I would say if, some of these ideas are being implemented and they heed or key into it. I'll go on a break, I'll talk some more. Please just hold on a bit.